Hello there, good evening, and many thanks for joining us here on Rwanda Television News tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a productive day, and now this is what is coming up on our edition tonight. A recent leaked report by the United Nations experts call the DRC government to prevent and stop the hate speech among the people, since they are concerned that the hate speech could lead to killing of many people, and some Congolese people could even use it to commit genocide.
Catholic Church Christians in Rwanda say that love and humbleness are some of the values to learn from Pope Benedict's life.
A very good evening to you, and welcome to Rwanda Television News. My name is Sam Kalisa.
And mine, Martina Vera.
How are you, Martina?
I'm very good. How are you enjoying the new year?
It's already great.
You have resolutions?
Very much.
Okay, that's great.
Straight to business now.
Yes. So a recent leaked report by the United Nations experts calls on the DRC government to prevent and stop hate speech among people, since they are concerned that hate speech can lead to the killing of some of the Congolese people and even commit a genocide. Some analysts on regional matters believe that the pressure and power of international community on the Congolese government is needed to stop these activities. Adam Squizera has the report.
This leaked report of the United Nations experts on what's happening in the eastern region of DRC reiterates some of the activities of the government of Democratic Republic of Congo since May 2022, plus the collaboration of FRTC and the terrorist armed group of FDLR. This report also continues to indicate the acts of violence and the hate speech targeting Rwandophone population, as well as the killings against the Tutsi in DRC. Adeline Umutoni, a reporter and analyst on the regional matters, knows more about the community life in DRC, relating to what was highlighted in the report.
Muri rusange, umunyekongo usanzwe
an ordinary Congolese and any other Congolese who speak in Rwanda, they are all in good relations. But if you rise to the top in terms of politics, you find that anyone who speaks in Rwanda, especially a Tutsi, he or she is likely to get serious issues, such as being kidnapped, getting attacked and killed. Some behead others in public. Literally, they are very insecure.
This report also urges the DRC government to take a responsibility as a government to defend its citizens, something DRC hasn't been doing, but rather accusing Rwanda of supporting the M23. According to Ambassador Joseph Mutaboba, a political expert, notes that all this is due to the fact that both DRC government and the international community seem to close an eye when it comes to finding resolutions on the issues in the eastern DRC.
Well, the hate speech is not something you can hide, because this has been recorded here and there, and recorded by many different people. The media, the local media, the victims themselves, or even the relatives of the victims, and even the perpetrators themselves. So this means, well, if you want to judge, if you want to reprimand, you have all the proofs. You have them all. But nothing has been done so far. Well, or whatever has been done was rather, just very mild, I should say. But there's no decision from the government of Congo, for example, to say, this is how we stop this hate speech. Nothing has been done, which is a shame.
All those allegations, which seem to be rejecting the responsibility of DRC government, as it was pointed out by the President of the Republic, Paul Kagame, while delivering the end-of-year message to Rwandans.
At the same time, it's important to expose the so-called African experts and policymakers, wherever they come from, who have peddled lies and created confusion about Rwanda and this region. I want to assure Rwandans that our country will continue to be safe and secure in 2023. There is no doubt about that. And I believe that with the continued implementation of the decisions of the regional Rwanda and Nairobi processes, we can address this issue bearing in mind that Congo is our neighbor and we will always live side by side.
After reporting that the Congolese army FLDC are working with the armed group, including the genocidal militia FDLR, the report of the United Nations experts also shows that between July and September this year, the terrorist group FDLR recruited 400 new officers. The leaked report also states that the new FDLR officers are being trained in the training camps known as Paris Training Camp, and the trainings are being carried in various locations such as Bibwe, Mweso, Ruhunga, Kivuye, and elsewhere. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams, for the report. And moving ahead to other matters now, Catholic Church Christians in Rwanda say that the love and humbleness are some of the values learned from Pope Benedict's life. This was said on Thursday after the Eucharistic Mass of praying for him at the Regina Pacis in Kigali. Prince Manzi with the report.
10 in the morning in the St. Peter's Square at the Vatican, they held the funeral of Pope Benedict XVI, who passed away on the 31st December 2022. On the same time in the Regina Pacis parish in Kigali, they held an Eucharistic Mass in the celebration of life of Pope Benedict XVI that was presided over by His Eminence Antoine Cardinal Kambanda. Christians who participated say that Benedict XVI left a lesson and a challenge to them.
ubutumwa yatanze ku itariki 13 z'ukwa mbere 2013 muri forum yabereye.
In his message on the 13th January 2013 in the Madrid Forum, he urged the youth to always be faithful, and he tackled on the biblical verses that states, "Go teach them the good gospel, especially the vulnerable." That message was very touching, especially as the youth, and it also demonstrated that he believed in true Christianity.
abona rero umubabaro ukomeye ibyago bikomeye byabaye ku Rwanda.
He knew and understands the sorrow of Rwandans. He then requested us to not be afraid, but instead be strong and face our history, even though the pain is unbearable. But Christianity goes with being truthful. We did not manage to achieve them all that he told us as bishops. For this to be achieved, it requires partnering as a nation. The Archbishop of Kigali, His Eminence Antoine Cardinal Kambanda, who knew Pope Benedict XVI in some way, states that he is leaving a legacy. When I went in Rome for studies, I met with Pope Benedict XVI when he was still a cardinal. He was humble and loving. He was very faithful and based on biblical words. He was smart and knew a lot of things, but he knew how to explain well into understandable things. He had a strong faith in God. He used to say that God is love, and this was the message in his first speech as a Pope. The Archbishop of Kigali also states that there is a special message that Benedict XVI left for Catholic Christians and Rwandans in general. In the message he gave to the Catholic Church bishops in 2013, he told them to strengthen Rwandans as well as teaching them the good gospel of unity for them to overcome their past and strengthen their unity and brotherhood. Pope Benedict XVI was elected the head of Catholic Church in 2005 and resigned on his papacy in 2013 due to health issues. Today, Thursday, Pope Benedict XVI was interred in the crypt under St. Peter's Basilica. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince Manzi, for that report. Moving on, according to the report known as Rule of Law Index by World Justice Project, ranked Rwanda first in Africa and in the region, and 42nd in the world as the country that abides by laws. Olive Nete has the report.
Factors that led Rwanda to this position include being a country with a government that does not relate corruption, a country which operates transparently, respects basic human rights, and strives for security, and a country which abides by the law. Based on these criteria, various residents agree with the authors of this report.
Surely when you are walking here in Kigali, Even at night, you feel if you are free, the law works. If you have been to Rwanda and you go outside, you appreciate. Personally, I do appreciate.
You mean security-wise? I mean, you can walk everywhere you want. You can go to the mountains alone. There's no big hustle. So I mean, it's very similar to what we are used to in other countries, and we feel quite safe here. So it's very nice.
It is the second time that Rwanda has been ranked first in Africa. John Mudachikwa, the executive director of the Center for Rule of Law Rwanda, points out that great efforts were done to reach this position.
Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity for Rwanda for different institutions to reassess themselves, and civil society, government work together to see what should be done to improve scores where we are scoring less than 0.6. But as I said, again, there's always room to improve. There's room to improve to come in the first league countries scoring above 0.7, 0.8. League, I think, looking at the different political will in place, looking at the various reforms in terms of the legal and the policy framework, we are hopeful that Rwanda will keep scoring higher as time comes.
Countries on the continent that were ranked in close places include Mauritius at the 45th place, Namibia at the 46th, and Ghana at the 58th. This report is based on a survey conducted in 140 countries with more than 150,000 respondents, including lawyers. According to Harrison Mutabazi, the judicial spokesperson, the country is making a lot of progress in meeting the required standards.
First of all, we're now using IT in the delivery of services in the courts. Not only in the courts, but definitely in the entire justice chain from the prosecution. I'm saying in the criminal matter, or in the criminal sector, where we'll have the investigators, the prosecutors, and then the court. All in that line, we're only using IT. Definitely, this is not what happened in some years. It wasn't that way. Before 2016, we were only using this by paper. And that will definitely sometimes have a slow in the delivery of justice. So with the usage of IT, definitely there's a lot that has improved in the delivery of justice, timely and in quality. We will continue improving on a daily basis on other aspects that we feel are also supposed to be worked on to see that we can take the delivery of justice to definitely to the best level that we wish our country should be having.
Denmark, Norway and Finland are among countries that ranked highest in this report, known as the Rule of Law Index 2022. Olive Nete, RTV News.
According to experts in maternal and child health, pregnant mothers or pregnant women should abstain from alcohol use, owing it to a number of impacts that could disrupt the development of the fetus, including brain damage and issues in organ development. Olive Nete continues.
At Gikondo Health Center in Chichiro District, pregnant women are attending health examinations to monitor their health and that of their unborn children. Tests taken to assess the health of these women include checking for blood type, checking blood pressure, heart rate, and renal problems. Nyirambabazi Lewoni, one of the mothers who attended health checkups at the health center, says that checkups teach them how to behave during pregnancy. I'm 3 months pregnant. I've been following the advice given by the doctor and eating nutritious food, taking blood boosters like beetroots, lots of water, talking to the baby in the womb, and doing little exercise and not sitting in the same place for a long time. Ingabire Vestine, a nurse who takes care of pregnant women at Gikondo Health Center, says that among advice given to pregnant women includes avoiding various things like alcohol that can be harmful to both the mother's and the unborn child's health. There are some of the mothers that consume alcohol. Some of them who attend checkups even confirms that they used to consume alcohol. We usually advise them to avoid consuming alcohol for the better development of their children in the womb. We also tell them that there is no nutrients found in alcohol. Instead, it is harmful to the health of the baby. Some residents also say that some women get involved in alcohol consumption while they are pregnant. There are women who consume a lot of alcohol while they are pregnant, and you would find them drunk. It is very shameful. Dr. Chiza François Regis, the head of the Department of Maternal and Child Health at the Rwanda Biomedical Center, points out that alcohol is one of the many factors that can have a major impact on the child's health from conception.
Alcohol can have a negative impact on pregnant women and induce abortions or premature births. Alcohol can also cause anomalies, including heart and renal problems, as well as the possibility of having a child with a small head. Even after the child is born, his small brain may have long-term effects on his body's and brain's development.
According to the Rwanda Biomedical Center, avoiding alcohol usage and taking folic acid supplements, which are provided free of charge at health facilities, can shield unborn babies from issues that could result in brain and spinal cord disorders. According to the World Health Organization, alcohol is one of the causes of about 200 diseases and kills 3 million people annually, which accounts for 5.3% of all fatalities. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you, Olive Nete, for that report. Now, 416 young men and women of the District Administration Security Support Organ, also known as DASO, have completed a training that lasted for more than 2 months at the Gishari National Police Training Center in the Rwamagana district. The training equips them with the ability to immediately start professional work in the 16 districts that they were sent in for training. Now, they say the lessons they received are going to help them to be productive by strengthening their Rwandan values.
Some of the important lessons that the DASO officers received include maintaining public safety, behavior and discipline training courses, and others. Mujawa Yezu Yacent and her colleagues explain what these courses are going to help them. There is an issue of drug abuse among the youth, and this affects the development of our country. I will work with local authorities in the fight against drug abuse and working with the citizens to prevent crimes before they happen. We're going to go at the grassroots level and work with local residents to know their challenges and how we can collectively address them. The director of the Gishari Training Center, CP Robert Nienshuti, urged the graduates to seek more knowledge based on the training they received. You should use the lessons learned here to be more patriotic, and you should continue seeking knowledge based on the one you learned here in order to continue advancing the DASO. The Minister of Local Government, Musabimana Jean-Claude, urged the graduates to make sacrifices and be productive in their daily work. We urge them to be guided by integrity, loving their work, and maintaining discipline, and working with the rest of Rwandans in maintaining the security of our country. This basic training started on the 8th of November 2022 and was attended by 418 people, including 102 women and 314 men, only that 2 of them were unable to complete the training.
Of the people in Rwanda's transportation sector who use electric motorcycles say that it is earning them benefits, including protecting the environment. The Rwanda Environmental Management Authority, REMA, is calling on investors to invest more in eco-friendly projects. Jessica Gasaro has this report.
Tuyisenge Dorcas has been a motorcyclist for 5 years. She started using an electric motorcycle 2 years ago.
This
motorcycle is very good, especially for women and girls. I even think these bikes came as a solution for us. They are easy bikes to ride, like before I used to ride a regular one, and because I was kicking hard to start it, I would go home with my leg paining. With this electric bike that have no engine that will eventually produce more. Passengers who uses these electric motorcycles also says that they are very unique and much quicker.
Tesla's electric motorcycles are so good. And the good thing about them is that they are clean. Usually when you get off a bike, there's that smoke from the normal motorbikes. But with the new electric motorbikes, there's no smell.
Some of the motorcyclists highlight the importance of using electronic motorcycles.
Because at this time, we don't know the increase of fuel, as the fuel price has risen. The battery we have used since we bought it until now, the price has not changed. It was 900 and now it has not changed. If 1 liter of fuel is more 1600 and you can only gain less than 3000, let's say you got a special job, but one battery is 900 and you can still travel more kilometers. First of all, these motorcycles don't emit smokes and pollute the environment. And secondly, you don't sit around and say, I'm going to garage tomorrow. You see, it is very different.
Despite this, they show that there are still obstacles in their daily work.
The challenges we face is that there's only few that uses these motorbikes, and then the fact that we can only travel in Kigali because of the station's problems. I ask that if possible, the Rwanda Utilities Integration Authority can look into that problem. We are still introducing Rwandans to this system of using these motorcycles that are very protective to the environment.
The Chief Executive Officer of Rwanda Electric Motors, Kabanda, Donald Rokotana, talks about the company that converts gasoline-powered motorcycle into electric motorcycles, says that it is important to look at how the service provided by this company will expand to reach all over the country.
The plan we have at the moment is to gradually continue to extend our charging stations, our exchange stations. We extend towards the secondary cities. We are planning to have to establish our business in the secondary cities. As we grow, as the number of motorcycles are growing, you are able to have where to charge in the next city as you move to different secondary cities.
The Deputy Director General of Rwanda Environment Management Authority, Munyazikwiye Foster, says that using electric motorcycle, in addition to having a significant role in reducing air pollution, it provides tangible benefits to users in terms of money.
The second challenge is the mindset, which is the main, by the way. Changing the mindset of people who are used to internal combustion engine vehicles. It is really challenging, especially people who are resisting to change. We need to sensitize people, showing them on the benefits of adopting electric vehicles instead of trying to remain in their comfort where they can't change.
The statistic of the Ministry of Infrastructure shows that by the end of 2021, there were more than 1,000 motorcycles in Rwanda, though 46,000 of them were used for public transport. In the city of Kigali, there are only 26,000 motorcycles. However, there are only 700 electric motorcycles currently. Jessica Agasaro, RwandaTV News.
On behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team that made it happen, thank you for being with us on this edition of Rwanda Television News. My name is Sam Kalisa.
And mine, Martina Avera.
And as we continue wishing you a happy new year, stay safe.
And have a great night.
Goodbye.